Hello and welcome to Monogamy to Open. I'm Dr. Rhoda, and today we're going to talk about designer relationships. For the last few weeks, we've been talking about the different types of ways open relationships can be designed, which often is very confusing for people who are new to open relationships. And so when you're starting that process of exploring, many people start with either polyamory or swinging, and yet many discover that it's not quite what fits for them and the needs they have in their relationship. And so, like we've discussed previously with polyamory and swinging, designer relationships are designed in many different ways. And some, like the other two, they design either similar to swinging or polyamory. And others are very different altogether and nothing like either polyamory or swinging. So it's helpful to understand what a true definition is of a designer relationship. Now, technically, all open relationships could be called designer relationships because those who practice polyamory and swinging often design those relationships very different than other people who are using the same terms. So it can be very confusing as to how designer relationships are different than the other two. I tend to use the term designer relationships to describe those relationships which may take parts of the other two styles or even design them completely uniquely. Now, they're negotiated and designed for the needs of the people in that relationship, whether it be two or more. And unlike those in polyamory or swinging, those in designer relationships often don't feel part of any unique community, which can bring a sense of independence for some people, but it can also cause a sense of isolation when you feel like you're the only one out there. There are also many different terms for designer relationships that can help you to understand what this means a little bit better. Now, just like both swinging and polyamory, these terms are ever evolving, and at times some terms are more in favor than others, as well as some people make up their own unique terms. So you might have to clarify that if you hear something very unique you've never heard before. But here are a few of the common terms and a little bit about how they work. Now, one of the more recent common terms is monogamish. Now, many people use this term technically consider themselves basically monogamous, but they've got negotiated exceptions to the rule that they've talked about and worked out between them. Now, it's not really the same as don't ask, don't tell. Because usually, what I found in those types of situations is a term that's being used by those who technically are cheating on their partner, whether their partner suspects they are or not, and they don't really want to openly discuss what's going on. And so they use that term, don't ask, don't tell, when really what they're doing is cheating. Now, another term is friends with benefits. Now, this is a much more modern term and yet has really been in practice for many years. And sometimes it's practiced by those with busy careers who don't feel they have the time for the commitment of a relationship. Other times it can be couples who've ended their relationship for reasons other than sex, but sex may have been the good component of their relationship, and they're able to compartmentalize those differences between a sexual friendship and love, and so they still maintain that sexual part of the relationship. There are also many ways that this is done that don't really have terms to describe them. Examples could be couples where one or both travel for work for extended periods of time, and they have an agreement that during those extended periods of time, if something happens, that's considered okay. Or those who have a partner with a medical condition where they can't be sexual, and they give their partner permission to have another sexual partner. Or a couple who have very mismatched sexual drives or sexual interests, but yet they still feel very committed to the relationship and they don't want to lose it, and so they're able to see that they shouldn't let sex be the thing that ends their relationship. So, as you can see, designer relationships are created to meet a wide variety of needs. And often this is done by people who are really able to see those shades of gray that are needed to make a relationship work. rather than having that sort of black and white, limited option that often when people are in these difficult situations are what they think that those are the choices they have. And I have actually seen this type of relationship save an otherwise good relationship by being able to see those shades of gray and make exceptions and not end the relationship just because the sexual part is not working in the way we all sort of believe it's supposed to work. So, if you're new to exploring and creating a designer relationship and you need some help, feel free to join my private Facebook group, A Successful Transition from Monogamy to Open, or you can reach out to me personally for help either through Facebook or by sending me an email at rhoda@drrhoda.com. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope to see you again next week and stay safe out there. Thanks. Bye bye.